Alright everyone, welcome to Street City Studio. I'm John, and today we're going to be doing some sparring with some ninjas. If you've been following me, you might already know, but if you're new, you might not. I'm a big fan of G.I. Joe and ninjas specifically, When G.I. Joe started doing more ninja heavy stuff in the early 90s, I was right around that age, 10 years old or so. That it hit just right for me. I liked all the ninjas and all the bright colors and stuff. And especially Snake Eyes and Budo, other characters too, like Kamakura. I like Kamakura a lot. Now, an unpopular opinion from me, I was never a huge fan of Storm Shadow. Right? Storm Shadow. I didn't dislike him. I don't want to say like I didn't dislike him as a character, but I never saw him as like the main character, right? He seemed kind of generic, just kind of as part of Snake Eyes' story. I was always more interested in Snake Eyes because Snake Eyes seemed more original of an idea. He wasn't just a ninja coming into modern society and dealing with modern cultural stuff, and I feel like, especially in a cartoon, maybe that's I think the cartoon Storm Shadow left a funny impression on me, to where he just seemed like a very generic, stereotypical kind of background ninja, right? But Snake Eyes always seemed more interesting as a soldier with experience around ninjas, right? More experience in that realm than a traditional soldier like Duke or Flint or Hawk, right? But I always saw him more as like a soldier, and he was always kind of SWAT looking, right? I always saw him in that vein, right? The SWAT ninja, or a soldier with ninja experience, right? But anyways, today's video, I had recently gotten this thing from my daughter here, and we had quickly discovered that the guinea pig hates it. So we don't use it for much, and I was looking at it thinking, well, I could probably find other uses for this real easy. And so I started setting this up, and I was like, I better get this camera rolling, huh? So here we are, right? I had gotten about this far with it, played with the light a little bit. I kind of like what's going on with this panel back here. It makes all this real dark looking, right? And you'll see if I pull back here, right? See, it adjusts and you can see the background a lot better, but kind of like how dark it makes it look when you come in like that. Right. But yeah, I just started playing with setting this thing up and setting some lights up. Once I grabbed these sword stands and stuff, I started setting it all up. I said, I better get this camera rolling, so here we are. But what I thought I would do is just kind of get some sparring going, just some little fight scenes, right? And now I'd really like to use Snake Eyes, but he's going to look dark in this, right? I don't know how well he's going to pop. And likewise, I would like to use Budo, but he's very stiff, and every time I go try to pose him, I end up getting kind of frustrated, right? And so this leans back into what I was saying earlier, right? I tend to treat Storm Shadow kind of as a generic, right? And so what we have here isn't Storm Shadow. We've got a Storm Shadow sparring partners. Alright? And we can have as many as we have on hand. Right? This one's getting older now. He kind of looks dirty. I should probably try and clean him up more. But I think that one really makes these others look dingy. That's what it is. But I think, like I said, I was just thinking about having a little sparring match here with me. Right? Maybe I'm learning some MMA, mixed martial arts, or maybe maybe I'm just stuck my nose where it don't belong. I don't know. I'm switching out my hands here for these fists, or a closer approximation to fists. I was grabbing just a bunch of martial arts related props here, I guess. And I was thinking about using these little boxing gloves. Right? These little MMA sparring gloves I've got. See if they'll fit on my hands. They might not. Let me see. Maybe I don't need them to. Pop them on the wrists here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I don't need them to fit over the hand. I'll just pop the hand off and then use it like that. Because it'll hopefully stay on long enough to get some shots. I'm sure it won't stay on. Let me see how that looks. Let me move these guys for a few minutes here. Let's just see. There we go. There we go. Now John's in the fighting spirit. Look at him. Get them dukes up. Let me see here. We'll go with this one. I like this one the best, I think. This one, like I said, this one's pretty accurate to the cartoon. That's basically the cartoon version. And so I never had a lot of love for that cartoon version, but the, what is this, Resolution? I always liked that cartoon. That was a good cartoon. I don't talk enough about it, but I'll try and get him in a similar kind of sparring pose here. And again, you gotta watch the footwork. That's something I've been trying to work on more and more. You gotta watch the foot positions look realistic. We won't necessarily get into all the ins and outs of that right here, but I'm failing at it miserably because he doesn't twist very well because of this sash. But there we go. Maybe something like that. Make his hands fit better. Oh, he's not balanced no more. Let's see. Get him up. There we go. Alright. Oh, I messed it up. Yeah, put this one down a little more. Down and yeah. Oh yeah, that's better. How's that? Let me see. Let me back up and take a look at it. Kind of feel like I wish there was better spotlight on them. Let me see here, because I can't do that. bring in my little flashlight here and see if I can't just spotlight them real good. Oh yeah, right there I think. That's not bad at all. I could go full blast on the light, but then it'll show some of this, like I was saying I didn't want to do. Try and control those shadows and where the light is. It's funny too, I'm trying to not be too reflective in this gong too. I don't want to be visible in it. My face just poking. Oh, I'm knocking the table. Let's get him back up. All the swords. Yep. I could push him back a little further, maybe. I was also thinking about doing maybe some sword fighting. I have to get his hands back on for all that, though. Which sword? No. Maybe Storm Shadow doesn't want a sword. Maybe he wants some of these little sickles. Ooh, he's got small hands. I think he'll hold them, but they're tight. There we go. There we go. Now I was thinking, John here might like this sword staff. Oh, let's pull it over here. There we go. So put the sword in this hand here. And the sheath with the cap in the other hand. I'm gonna have to play with this pose a little bit. Ooh. Just trying to have his legs. There. Yeah. Almost had it. Maybe. Yeah. Oh. Let me get him in. I want to get him in there further. So he's a little more visible. There we go. Somewhere like right there. Oh. His hand moved. Yeah, something like that. Maybe play with his pose a little bit now too. Like he's trying to block that or something. Oh. Oh yeah, there we go. That's good. Maybe turn him a little bit. Just a little bit. And I can play with this lighting again. Yeah, I like that one. I think I like that one better. That's cool. Well, I think that's about it, really. I can get a couple grabs out of that. Oh, that's too close, isn't it? Get you out of there. Try and get the one angle coming at the, like it's coming at the camera here, maybe. Light them up again. That's not as cool looking as I thought it would be. It looked cool in my head. It looked good when he was against his opponent, but I don't like it as much. That's alright. I was just trying to do the little outro anyways. Get that back on there. I like this though. That's a nice little setup. Might come back to it and do some more ninja fights in front of it at some point here. Yeah, see? If I go too wide, it just lights that back up. But that pin light really makes a difference here. Oh, right there, that's cool. I like that. Coming in from the right side better. Alright, but anyways, I appreciate you guys coming by, hanging out with me, checking out my little video. As always, if you want to check me out on Facebook, give me a follow over on Facebook at John Wayna. If you want to check out my photography, you can check out my photography at Street City Toys on Instagram. But there will be links in the description. You don't have to remember nothing. As always, keep playing with them toys. Talk to you again real soon.